Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm sure you can still hear me all right, even though they're not attached to my head. I just pulled over here on the side. I wasn't actually even gonna really make a video, but I was like, you know, screw it, since we're rolling and the streets are dead. There's nobody out here, and it's kind of a lonely ride. Figured I'd bring you guys along. A lot of you always ask to do like longer videos of driving and whatnot, so I figured I'll, you know, blabber on a little bit and then let you tag along for a night ride. Anyways, we're on routes in Pennsylvania. Thankfully we're super light because I am climbing. Otherwise this would suck even more. Obviously you can't really tell on the camera, but we are climbing at 5%. Again, I'm super light, that's why I took this route. It was a longer way, but either way, there's routes. It's like 1 a.m. at night. We're heading to, it's like Mountainous, something like that, Mountainous, Pennsylvania. And we're just gonna go deliver, first come first serve, straight through, and then take our break tomorrow and pick up a load tomorrow evening back to Vandalia, Ohio. Yeah, I'm like, this is like deep in the back roads of Pennsylvania. This is kind of like one of those places I would not go if I was heavy. I wouldn't have even taken this load if it was heavy. This load's only 12,000 pounds, so I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a shot. And then at the same time, like, I didn't realize it snowed up here because parts of 80, there's people in ditches everywhere. So clearly they got some decent amount of snow. My high beams are on. Very, very curvy up here. This is route 220, I believe. Yeah, 220. What I realized is, and I'm sure there's a meaning to it, is whenever the routes have 3 numbers, they seem to be good for trucks. And this might be me stating the obvious, but I have no idea. You tell me in the comments. Does 3-digit number mean it's business route? Does 2-digit number mean it's like regular route? I don't know, you tell me. But then again, that doesn't apply because I know over in Illinois, Route 3 is for trucks and it's a single digit, so I don't know. I guess tell me, what do single, double, and triple digits mean on state routes? Yeah, I guess this part of the trucking that a lot of folks don't really think about. All they see is, like, you know, some dude driving a pimped out W900, and they hear about how much this guy makes a gross and things like that. But what you don't think about is, God forbid my truck broke down right now in the middle of nowhere here. It's like literally pitch black. Can't see a single soul. There's barely any service. Like, what the hell do you do? Like, there's wildlife out there. You know, there's houses here, but sometimes you'll go to areas where there's like nothing around you, really. Especially if you go out west, it's so vast, or whatever the word is. There's so much land that you're completely alone, really. And that's sometimes a good thing, because I like being alone and not bothered by people. I hate traffic. That's why, like, whenever I was doing that Oregon run, I loved it because there was barely any traffic, there was no DOT, there was no police, speed limit's like 80, and it was great. But at the same time, if you run out of fuel or get stranded, you're screwed, you know? But the point I'm trying to make is, things like this, excuse me, the sleep getting to me. What I'm trying to make is things like this, people don't really think about, like these night drives. When you're tired, you gotta keep pushing, like, and then, you know, imagine if you add snow into this equation, this would suck. But unfortunately it happens. But I doubt that after this run, really, I'm gonna be running much up here. Just because Pennsylvania and snow, it can be very, very rough. I remember when I was heading to Oregon, my Google kept trying to tell me to take some shortcut, and I was like, okay, what's the shortcut? And then I would like zoom in on the route, and it was like a route like this, but like I would zoom in, and it's literally going through like mountain peaks. It's like climbing through mountains. It's like a camping route. Like, it was insane. Like, we have mountains in the east, but we do not have mountains like they have in the west. Like, I think in the east they're called, like, what is it, like, in, forgive me if I butcher it, but I think it's like Appalachian Mountains, or I might even be way off, something like that. And over there, you know, they have Rockies, and yup, there's deer on the left. Y'all better not go in front of my truck. They have Rockies, and then I know there's those other mountains, kind of mostly in California, I believe. I could be wrong, but Rockies are like no joke. And I guess the roughest parts of Rockies go through Colorado, because up in Wyoming, Rockies are not bad, but you do get a lot of winds because it's all flat. But then I've never taken up 90 or anything, so I don't know. But crossing, excuse me, crossing Rockies up to Oregon is pretty rough, and also up to Washington is pretty rough. But like I said, Wyoming is not bad because there's really not much. And then, I don't know, I guess underneath Colorado, what do you have? You have New Mexico, you have Arizona. I don't know, it's probably bad down there too, but yeah. I've been to 70 on Denver through Rockies once and never again. Screw that. Speed limit's 45. You know, there ain't no DOT out here, I'll tell you that much, especially not at night. Out here they have like one cop per town. Truck north. It's nice when you see a truck route sign, you know? Yeah, we're on 220 north. Some of these routes in Pennsylvania are horrible. I remember the number 30 and 31. Route 30 through Pennsylvania is the worst route of my life. There's sections where it's like all 8%, and I forgot, I think it's down in Carlisle. There's like, excuse me, I keep yawning, I'm getting tired, I have an hour left. What's it called? Down in Carlisle on Route 30, and then on the other side of, I think, 76 is Route 31, and they are both absolutely horrible. So if you ever find yourself in Pennsylvania and you're heavy, and it tells you, hey, take a shortcut, take Route 30 or 31, hell no, don't do that. I mean, this route is pretty rough too, but so far it's been just very curvy, really, and I think as long as you're light, it's not bad. If I was like fully loaded, you know, 44,000, 45, then that's a completely different game changer. And like, even my fuel economy is way better. I'm at half a tank, and I'm at 700 miles. At this weight, I can probably squeeze 1350, 1400 miles out of a 200-gallon tank. But on regular, honestly, like I'm getting like 1200 when I'm hauling regular weight. 1200, 1250 tops on 200 gallons. As much as I can. I'm actually shooting on my GoPro Hero 7 Black right now. One of the videos before this I shot on a Hero 9 Black, and then I went ahead and returned the 9 Black and I bought a 10 Black. So all of the videos in the future, you know, next week or whenever I come back home to actually grab my new camera, will be on the 10 Black. And the thing I really like about GoPros, there's very low grain when you're recording at night, if that makes sense. Whenever, you know, if you try to record with your iPhone, especially at the wide angle, it introduces a lot of grain to the video, and GoPro keeps it clear, even though it's not as bright on video, but it still keeps it clear, which I really like. Ripping up these mountains, y'all. Yup. I see the sign says Appalachian Thruway. So yeah, I'm basically going through the mountains. We're climbing. 5%, y'all, 5%. Not a good sign when you're heavy. You know, you start climbing and you already know what goes up must come down, right? 6%. And I've gotten questions asked, especially by people who are like not into trucking, and they're like, you know, because when you're with the car, you don't really think about grades because it doesn't matter. You just go up and down, no problem. But when you're in a truck, grades make quite a bit of difference. And I would say, like, if you're heavy, and it's a long grade, 3% is going to make a difference. But, you know, it could be a very steep grade, very short, and you could still make a difference and burn out your brakes too. So, I don't know, it kind of just varies. And also varies, you know, how hot is it outside. driving like this at night when there's nobody out here, but at the same time, wouldn't be bad to drive this route during the day. Well, there goes my dash cam. I don't, the position where it's at is not good because whenever it starts snowing, the wipers, they can't reach that section where the camera is pointing. And if I put it up here where my GoPro is right now, it also still can't catch the whole angle from the snow surrounding. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put it, but if I put it anywhere else, it's gonna be blocking my point of view. Can't see a thing in front of me. Like the furthest I'll see is a semi-truck length. I'm definitely up here though. And now we're descending a little bit, but we're not descending a lot. We're kind of up on the flat right now. There's a lake I'm driving by. I'm sure it's nice and pretty. I just see it on my Google Maps. What I like about Google Maps is how you have satellite while driving, while navigating, but Apple Maps you can't do that, which is stupid. However, Apple Maps updates their maps more than Google Maps does. So if you're looking up a place and it's not on Google Maps, look it up on Apple Maps. It'll probably be there. Pioneer Campground. That's what we're driving by. This nice cool weather is nice because even though I'm pulling up these hills, my oil is sitting at 190 and my water is at 175. Speed limit is still surprisingly 55 even through this like little town. My GoPro's probably gonna run out of memory or battery might die, so if it does stop recording, so you know what happened. So I'm just gonna keep on blabbering until, you know, we basically run out of memory because I really don't have anything better to do anyways. I always wonder, like, what do people do for fun in towns like this? But then at the same time, I'm like, I really don't do shit either. And I live in St. Louis. It's a pretty damn big city. But I don't do crap either. All I do is go home and work on stuff and go back on the road. Like, it just, there's like no time to do things. Sure, it'd still be a better point of view from my head cam because you can get some backlighting off my gauges. This way you're only looking at the front. No trailers over 42 feet on 42 South. Oh, I've been down that road before, just like that. They limit you. It looked extremely steep right off the bat, and then at the same time the turns are so narrow that you got to cut both lanes to make the turns and not hit the cliff, like the rock sticking out, if you know what I mean. Well, we're driving by state police. about to cut off, folks, so catch out in the next one. Thanks for watching and stay safe, y'all. No, looks like I was wrong. It still has some more life left in it. So we'll just keep on rolling until it dies out completely. Now we're slowly descending. Let's turn on some jakes. That's steep. That's looking real steep. And that goes straight down. 8% grade, y'all. 8%. Good thing I'm light. And the crazy thing is there was no signs. I posted on the community. I did install new panels. I'm sure I'll be making a video tomorrow. I'll show you those. It's a little chilly, but not too chilly. The place I went to when I came across the 12% grade, that was so rough. I think that was Route 30 or 31. It was one of those 200%. But the town was called Laughlin Town, Pennsylvania. And I was delivering pies to some pie shop. And now we're climbing again. 5%. Yeah, I'm definitely never taking this load again. I always say I'm just gonna stay Midwest, and then sometimes I find myself doing these loads again. This whole Pennsylvania deal is just like not worth it. That's some hardcore trucking. They literally go onto the mountains and break down, you know, logs. Those log trucks, that's crazy. Those folks have nerves of steel. Those types of trucks is when you're like, yeah, I need a 1,000 horsepower cat. what we're looking at. 2 miles, 7%. Slow down. Up in the lower gear. Not that light. Yes, it starts after that curve. But it's short. But never underestimate the grade. Truck crashing into your house is much louder. Still descending 7%. I had stopped by and deleted some stuff so I can continue recording so you can get a full-on experience. Now we're in 87 northbound. Stop signs that don't have those ridges, so it you know, blocks it from this direction, be having me tripping out. Load's been kind of going down, honestly. That's why I'm doing this long run, because shorter local runs don't pay like they did, so I'd rather do a little bit more miles but make, you know, the same gross. really hits the whole angle more up. 30-mile-an-hour curve. Sometimes people ask me like if I'm speeding, and in reality, in most cases, I'm really not. This super view on the camera makes things seem like they're going by faster than they really are. My truck's speed limit is locked to 72. I locked it myself, so I'm not feeling tempted myself either. No, it's like 73 actually, because it gives me enough to pass, but it doesn't allow me to speed crazy on the highway. So I mean, I really can't even speed on the highway, but obviously if you're in routes that speed limit's 55, then you can speed, but for most part, I really don't. Wants to go a lower gear, then catches up, and then it doesn't again, and thankfully it's still above freezing, so it's not icy out. So like here, it doesn't look like it snowed at all, but up on 80, patches of 80 where I drove, there was still snow on the ground. People gotta realize when I upload videos, like I'll upload a video like a month later after I recorded it. So like I never upload videos the same day. And that's kind of for multiple reasons, really. First of all, because I'm lazy. So whenever I get to it, I do it. And second of all, there's just, even though majority of you guys are great people and I love to meet, there are some folks that might be a little bit on the sus side. And I don't want people knowing where I'm at exactly that day. That's all. It's nice to see these truck signs. What we're just passing right now. It's a truck route. Gotta slow down speed limit. Going on to 40. There's definitely back out here. There's definitely out in the country for sure. I'm sure it's super peaceful out here though. No, this time that's gonna do it. You guys want a longer video? I think we got a longer video, and yeah, we'll just keep on trucking, get to this delivery, hopefully empty out, and move and go to sleep. I wake up tomorrow afternoon and go to that pickup, and my delivery doesn't deliver in Ohio till Wednesday night. And it's chewy. It's a load I delivered last week, and the main reason I took it is I know they're gonna take 7 hours to load and unload, but since pickup is at night, I don't gotta leave till next morning, so I don't mind sleeping there and getting paid. And same thing for the delivery. You basically get paid to sleep. I don't mind those types of detentions, but I hate detentions in loads where it's like, you know, deliver in the morning and then you're wasting half of your day there. For most detentions, if you can actually get a broker to pay you, which they're just horrible with detentions, which sucks, but if you can't get a broker to pay you, you usually get like, I don't know what it is, like $30, $40 an hour. After 2 hours of waiting, usually it's a 2-hour grace period. So, you know, if I'm there, last time I was at Chewy, they paid me like, oh shoot, they paid me like $300 of detention. Definitely getting a little steep here. But yeah, that's the plan. No rush tomorrow. Pickup's not till 4 p.m. Delivery's not till 7 p.m. Wednesday. So we're gonna keep on rolling. Get this out of our trailer, go sleep and rest up. Catch y'all tomorrow or something, and stay safe, everyone.